Find the other bomb!
What the hell is he doing?
I find it best not to look.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 23 action movies of each year.
Oh, what a day! What a lovely day!
For this list, we're looking at the most thrilling, creative, and impactful films in the genre that were released between 2000 and 2022. While we won't be including superhero or fantasy movies, we will accept action flicks that fit in multiple genres. As we go on, beware of minor spoilers ahead. Which of these films have you rewatched countless times? Let us know in the comments. 2000, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
我乃是
小心，他手里有宝剑！
潇洒人间一线牵。
As the 21st century began, moviegoers were given an epic action film that showed the future of the action genre was promising. Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon is a rich story that incorporates tragic romances, big twists, and martial arts as a sword named Green Destiny changes hands. But many people were drawn to the phenomenal fight choreography. The martial arts techniques look beautiful and hit hard. Throughout the film, the leads expertly handle a variety of weapons in battle. And the movie also isn't afraid to step away from realistic movements to give us jaw-dropping one-on-ones. The strong story and action earned the epic an Academy Award for Best Foreign Language Film. It was definitely this film's green destiny to steal our hearts.
不准摸，那是李慕白的剑。
有本事来拿。
2001, The Fast and the Furious. This high-octane movie used creative techniques to show us speedy heists and even faster street races in whole new ways. The plot centers on an LAPD officer named Brian O'Connor who's sent undercover to bring Dominic Toretto to justice. As they bond and race around dangerous threats, the cop is forced to choose between his job and newfound family.
That railroad crossing up there is exactly a quarter mile away from here. On green, I'm going for it.
The film's pulse-pounding chases and practical stunts blew audiences away. And since the characters were so distinct and lovable, we were genuinely concerned whenever anyone got behind the wheel. While the first movie stands on its own merits, it also deserves credit for being at the starting line of a NOS-fueled franchise that has spanned over 2 decades and counting.
It don't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. Winning's winning.
2002, The Bourne Identity. Although an injured man can't recall his life, he remembers how to use his body as a deadly weapon.
I know the best place to look for a gun is the cab of the gray truck outside. And at this altitude, I can run flat out for a half mile before my hands start shaking. Now, why would I know that?
He soon discovers he's an agent named Jason Bourne that must figure out why he has amnesia before he's assassinated. While the movie's intriguing plot would have been enough to keep us interested, the action really elevates the film. Each fight is quick, realistic, and brutal. This style of combat would go on to influence the action scenes in countless films and even another notable spy franchise. It was also fun to watch the resourceful Jason get out of tight jams with clever and unexpected maneuvers. This exciting spy film gave the world both a thrilling story and a new action hero icon.
I swear to God, if I even feel somebody behind me, there is no measure to how fast and how hard I will bring this fight to your doorstep. I'm on my own side now.
2003, Kill Bill Volume 1.
When fortune smiles on something as violent and ugly as revenge, it seems proof like no other that not only does God exist, you're doing his will.
Going into 2003, it seemed like one of the 2 Matrix films would stand as the top action title of the year. However, a vengeful bride cut in and made an even bigger impact. Kill Bill Volume 1 followed a deadly woman getting revenge against the assassins that took everything from her. Fortunately for genre fans, her quest involved great martial arts choreography, a touch of comedy, and a whole lot of over-the-top violence. But Kill Bill's fantastic action would not have shone without the compelling protagonist. Audiences leaned into every punch, slice, and kill because it brought her closer to her goals. Everything from the bride's yellow outfit to her story are still being imitated and homaged over 20 years later.
And I want them all to know they'll all soon be as dead as a rat.
2004, Kung Fu Hustle.
哦，靚仔啊，靚仔，我忍你好耐㗎啦，出嚟啊！啊，得啦，叻啦。
喂，冇個抽得嘅，嗱你哋自己唔爭氣嘅咋嚇？今日嘅隻抽取消啊！
While Kill Bill Volume 2 was great, the action was scaled back to make more room for the bride's story. Within the same year, Kung Fu Hustle stood out by putting hilariously exaggerated spectacle at the forefront. This martial arts comedy followed a wannabe gangster named Singh trying to join the notorious Axe Gang. But after his actions accidentally endangered a community full of really good fighters, he decided to turn over a new leaf. Throughout the film, characters performed superhuman martial arts feats that left you either laughing or awestruck. The ridiculous fights somehow translate perfectly to live action. While some may have dismissed this film as a silly parody, its commitment to big action makes it a must-see.
你啲咩掌法？
你想學？我教你啊！
2005, Tom Young-gun, aka The Protector. An underdog named Kam, played by Tony Jaa, grabbed our attention with truly excellent displays of combat. After his beloved elephants are stolen by poachers, he goes on a quest to take down anyone standing in between him and his animals.
You want me to shoot him, you wanker? Hey, I'll shoot him! Piss off! Okay, I'll go! I give up!
The Protector keeps viewers locked in by ensuring that no two fight scenes are the same. And even after Tony Jaa's Kam blew us away with impressive choreography, he left us speechless again with a long staircase sequence. Although The Protector may not have been the most well-known genre film of its year, it more than earned the title of the best of 2005.
Eat!
2006, Casino Royale.
Stay calm and don't interrupt, because you'll be dead within 2 minutes unless you do exactly what I tell you.
I'm all ears.
Longtime Bond fans knew the character had been largely reinvented as soon as they saw the film's brutal and gritty opening. While the lead still wisecracked and womanized, he was now willing to run headlong into realistic and varied action. As 007 tries to stop the twisted Le Chiffre's schemes, we get excellent car chases, exciting shootouts, and more. And we cannot forget the incredible and nail-biting parkour scene that took Bond to dizzying heights. The cocktail of slick action and Daniel Craig's gruff 007 proved to be the adrenaline shot the franchise needed. After this spy movie debuted, moviegoers believed once more that James Bond had a license to thrill.
The name's Bond. James Bond.
2007, Hot Fuzz.
Morning.
It was tempting to give this year to the visually stunning 300. The Bourne Ultimatum also gave moviegoers a tense conclusion to a 3-movie story arc. However, the action comedy of Hot Fuzz arguably stood the test of time the best. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost shine as two very different cops who must team up to solve one small-town conspiracy. Edgar Wright's distinct visual style made everything from wild shootouts to standard traffic stops feel epic. During their adventures, we're treated to great jokes and homages to the action genre that are still just as funny and relevant over a decade later. And since Hot Fuzz is crammed with Easter eggs and fun details, it's rewarding to rewatch this lively parody.
How's Lurch? He's in the freezer. Just say cool off. No, I didn't say anything, actually. Shame.
2008, Taken. A tale about a father with a few special skills tasked with rescuing his daughter overseas became a surprising mega hit. The Liam Neeson vehicle was beloved for its close-quarters action, breakneck pace, and memorable quotes.
But if you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
It also spawned an entire subgenre of action film. Since Neeson's Brian Mills was a middle-aged man mowing through enemies, many movies copied this formula. This 2008 film re-established that actors of all ages could be action stars, while carving out its own identity. By the time the credits rolled on this rescue mission, Neeson's thriller had taken Hollywood by storm.
We spoke on the phone 2 days ago. I told you I would find you.
2009, Avatar.
First flight seals the bond. You cannot wait. Think, fly!
Fly?
As of August 2023, this sci-fi adventure stands as one of the highest-grossing movies of all time. Genre fans only need to look at one of its jaw-dropping set pieces to understand why. After a human soldier named Jake puts his mind into the body of an alien Na'vi, he enters a new world. The planet is full of unique natural threats that he has to run around or soar over. And when greedy villains try to rob the planet's resources, we're treated to slick and surprising futuristic battles. Avatar's incredible special effects during these scenes hold up so remarkably well that the sequences still take our breath away. Action never looked as blue and beautiful as it did here.
It's all over.
Nothing's over while I'm breathing.
I kind of hoped you'd say that.
2010, Ip Man 2.
现在知道了。
Donnie Yen cemented he was perfectly cast in the role of Ip Man in this incredible sequel. The story revolved around the protagonist trying to teach the Wing Chun style to new students. However, since many people disapproved of him and his martial art, Ip Man has to fight to demonstrate the worth of his techniques. Fortunately for us, the plot opened the door to a wide range of mind-blowing fight scenes. Donnie Yen and his many co-stars fully committed to spectacular matches full of stunts and astonishing choreography. Throughout all the tremendous scenes, the movie never lost sight of Ip Man's journey to gain respect for his way of fighting. (2011) The Raid.
Nggak ada jalan buat kabur. Nggak ada jalan keluar. Satu-satunya jalan keluar adalah jalan masuk kalian tadi ke sini. Dengan cara nerobos.
How do you top one movie where characters drag us safe through Rio and another film where a spy scales the Burj Khalifa? If you're The Raid, the answer is to just cram every second of your film with non-stop, unfiltered action. The story follows a team of officers who try to arrest a single crime lord that's holed up in his personal fortress. This simple setup leads to numerous complex and breathtaking fights. During the film, actors like Iko Uwais move so fast that you'll swear they're superhuman. And the action is paired with an emotional roller coaster with extremely well-played twists. The Raid's down-to-earth approach stole the show with its focus on authentic and nail-biting confrontations.
Lo adalah alasan setiap tetes darah yang keluar dari tempat ini. Sekarang lo gak punya pilihan. Ikutin kita setiap langkah, apapun serangannya.
2012, Skyfall. After James Bond is seriously wounded during a thrilling train sequence, he tries to quietly retire. But when his old boss is threatened by former MI6 operative Raul Silva, he reluctantly returns to duty to stop the villain.
Where the hell have you been?
Enjoying death. 007 reporting for duty.
All the set pieces and shootouts were more suspenseful since Bond wasn't at his A-game this time around. Although he wasn't 100%, the spectacle and fights constantly delivered throughout Skyfall. The filmmakers even made a countryside setting into a pulse-pounding sequence. Throughout it all, the performances from actors like Daniel Craig, Javier Bardem, and Judi Dench kept us invested. By shaking the spy formula up without diluting any of the action, Skyfall became one of the best Bond stories ever told.
Are you ready to get back to work? With pleasure, M.
2013, Snowpiercer.
This is it. Curtis, come on. We're out of time, man. You gotta do it now.
In a dystopian future, the last humans alive all live on one long train. When the oppressed people in the back decide to rise up against the front of the car, cinematic magic ensues. Most of the fight scenes are brutal and vicious because of the close quarters of the train setting. However, there are times when Snowpiercer throws a few curveballs to raise the stakes. A scene where the underdogs lose their light during a major battle made for a particularly nail-biting watch. Their bloody conflicts build up to a shocking twist that completely turns the violent plot upside down. Between its fantastic action and great writing, Snowpiercer is well worth the ride.
The Great Curtis Revolution. A blockbuster production with a devilishly unpredictable plot.
2014, John Wick.
We called him Baba Yaga.
The boogeyman?
Although there are a lot of revenge stories out there, this assassin tale made itself unmissable by incorporating top-tier fight choreography and stunt work. When Keanu Reeves started playing John Wick, he committed to doing as much action as he could. we can often see his face clearly as he takes down goons during a quest to avenge a dog and reclaim a car. Reeves is at the center of scenes that can go from brutal to hilarious to awesome in a few minutes. And to keep things fresh, there are a few driving stunts thrown in for good measure. While John Wick was ready to stay retired, the hugely positive reception to this action gem ensured he wasn't done yet.
People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
2015, Mad Max Fury Road. The main story of this action classic kicks into gear when the badass Furiosa tries to save a group of women from a harsh life by driving away in a massive rig.
We can't breathe down there! Stay out of sight! Now!
In the middle of her desperate escape, Max ends up working with her to escape the villains. During this massive chase, cars explode, people travel between cars, and there's constant death. Fights between characters also take place on every part of a vehicle imaginable. The quick editing and high speeds keep viewers on the edge of their seats at every minute. After its release, Fury Road won an astonishing 6 Oscars and was nominated for Best Picture. Even the Academy had to acknowledge this action film was a lovely, lovely time.
Remember me?
2016, Train to Busan. During what should have been a normal commute on a train, Suk-woo and his daughter realize they're on a train full of zombies. The duo has to make quick alliances to avoid getting bitten and make it off the train alive. Throughout the film, the claustrophobic setting is used to make some truly terrifying and pulse-pounding action set pieces. And when the characters do have to confront the zombies directly, the scenes are brutal and fast-paced. But the best aspect of the film is that main characters can get bitten or devoured at any time. As long as you're watching the excitement unfold, you will carry a sinking feeling that one of your favorite characters might never leave that train.
부디 생존자분들은 안전하게 이동해 주시기 바랍니다. 행운을 빕니다.
2017, The Villainous. As fun as the car stunts in Baby Driver were, 2017 firmly belonged to no-nonsense heroines. The Villainous was a dark and action-packed tale full of incredible fights. Atomic Blonde starred Charlize Theron as a spy trying to stay alive while completing a significant mission. Ultimately, The Villainous emerged as the year's best showcase for action. There are multiple first-person point-of-view fights. Every set piece feels kinetic and dangerous. And just when you think you figured everything out, the compelling plot takes another great turn. Lead actress Kim Ok-bin blew us away with her acting and stunt work. The Villainous deserves to be seen as a savior of ambitious female-led genre films.
당신들이 아니면 누가 이런 짓을 하는 건데?
2018, Mission Impossible Fallout.
Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to prevent the Apostles from acquiring plutonium using any means at your disposal.
If IMF agent Ethan Hunt hadn't chose to accept another mission in 2018, the thrilling The Night Comes for Us would have easily dominated this year. However, Tom Cruise outdid himself by doing unbelievable stunts. He got the audience warmed up by doing a high-altitude, low-opening jump. Later on, Cruise leapt between buildings. In the climax, he climbed up cargo mid-air to take over a helicopter, chased a villain through the sky, and fought atop a mountain. And we haven't even talked about the amazing plot or Henry Cavill's reloading arms. Mission Impossible Fallout was absolutely filled to the brim with unforgettable action. At the end of the day, it may be seen as one of the greatest spy flicks of the century.
How close were we?
The usual.
2019, John Wick Chapter 3, Parabellum. This threequel thrusts viewers right in the middle of the action by having a bleeding John Wick race to wrap up affairs before he's killed by assassins. A few minutes later, he's forced to take out an intimidating enemy.
You sure this is what you want to do?
14 million, it's a lot of money.
Not if you can't spend it.
Fortunately, the movie rarely takes its foot off the gas after that point. Wick mows down legions of assassins with more tremendous choreography and quite a few guns. Along the way, we also get sword-wielding goons on motorcycles, fast gunplay, and dogs running into battle with Wick. The action keeps escalating as the assassin gets closer to removing the target on his back. It was astonishing that following Wick here still felt as fresh and impressive as the first time we met this legendary hitman.
What do you need? Guns. Lots of guns.
2020, Extraction.
Kid, move fast, stay low. Go!
During a year where full movie releases were limited, this Chris Hemsworth vehicle brought big action to our small screens. He stars as a Black Ops mercenary charged with saving the son of a criminal from corrupt authorities. When Tyler tries to bring the boy back home, he finds that there are numerous enemies that want to take them out. Extraction makes every confrontation feel dynamic and vicious. Most of the deaths are so brutal that we can't show them here. Additionally, the film cleverly uses editing techniques to create jaw-dropping long-take scenes. The only thing more relentless than the onslaught of action is the unstoppable Tyler Rake himself.
Come on!
You hit him with the truck.
Yep.
2021, Nobody.
This girl's gonna get home safe tonight. I hope these assholes like hospital food.
Someday, we might get tired of seeing assassins return to their violent ways after having a particularly bad day. But the fantastic Nobody suggests that day is far in the future. After Bob Odenkirk's Hutch survives a home invasion, he seeks to reclaim his stolen items. His reasonable quest unintentionally takes him down a dark road full of fights and bloody mayhem. What made Nobody stand out from the pack is how realistic it feels. Not only are the injuries grounded, but Hutch never feels completely invincible. His physical vulnerability adds a lot of tension to each of his confrontations. Odenkirk also sells how conflicted his character is about returning to a gruesome lifestyle. Hutch is definitely somebody we loved to see work.
You killed my brother. The last I saw, he was still breathing. And based on what little I know of the man, that's probably more than he deserved.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. 2022, Top Gun Maverick.
You know what happens to you if you go through with this.
I know what happens to everyone else if I don't.
Early in 2022, RRR's astonishing action set a high bar for the year. It was Top Gun Maverick that ultimately soared above those high expectations. Over 30 years after Cruise's Pete jumped into a cockpit, he returned to prepare a younger team for a dangerous mission. Their training was full of high-flying scenes that were captured by real pilots navigating the skies. Every time someone went into the air, we were ready for our minds to be blown by another wild maneuver. We cared every time a plane ran into danger because every character was fully fleshed out and distinct. And once the final mission began, we held our breath and didn't let go until the last plane in this Oscar-nominated movie landed.
Bullseye, bullseye, bullseye!
Miracle number 2.
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.